Have you ever pondered upon the mysteries of the sun, our closest star? Our sun, a star sitting at the heart of our solar system, is a celestial body of awe-inspiring proportions. Imagine a sphere roughly 109 times larger than Earth, primarily composed of hydrogen and helium, burning brightly for about 4.6 billion years. It's an immense nuclear fusion reactor, generating energy in its core, emitting light and heat that sustains life here on our little blue planet. But despite the sun's relative proximity and its pivotal role in our lives, it's often misunderstood, seemingly familiar, yet shrouded in misconceptions. Our sun is a celestial body that holds secrets waiting to be unraveled. From its color to its lifespan, from its heat to its size, there are plenty of myths that cloud our understanding of this brilliant star. Are you ready to debunk some common myths about the sun? Ever heard of the dark spots on the sun's surface, famously known as sunspots? Well, they're often misunderstood. Many assume that these patches are cooler or even darker than the rest of the sun, but this isn't exactly true. Sunspots are areas of the sun's surface that are a bit cooler than their surroundings. But don't let the term cooler mislead you. These spots are still blazing hot, reaching temperatures of around 3,700 degrees Celsius. Now, why do they appear dark, you may wonder? It's all about contrast. Sunspots only seem darker because they're set against the even hotter, brighter areas of the sun, which can reach a whopping 5,500 degrees Celsius. The sunspot's relatively lower temperature makes them less bright, and thus they appear darker to our eyes. But remember, this is all relative. In the grand scheme of the sun's mighty heat, these sunspots are still incredibly hot, so sunspots are not really cooler, they are just less hot. These sunspots actually play a role in determining the climates at various areas on Earth. Now, misconception 2. Is the sun yellow or white? What do you think? Now, you might say, of course, the sun is yellow. We see it every day. But here's the thing. It's not yellow. The sun is not just yellow. It's essentially all the colors mixed together. The sun emits all the colors of the rainbow in approximately equal amounts, which to our eyes appears as white. How does this work? Well, it's all about the science of light. When light travels, it does so in waves, and each color has its own unique wavelength. When all these wavelengths come together, they create white light. So when you look at the sun, you're not seeing a yellow star, but a white one. But why does it look yellow, or sometimes even orange or red, especially during sunrise and sunset? This has to do with Earth's atmosphere. As the light from the sun passes through our atmosphere, it gets scattered and refracted or bent. Shorter wavelengths, like blue and violet, get scattered more than the longer ones, like red and orange. So during sunrise and sunset, when the sun is lower in the sky, and the light has to pass through more atmosphere, we see more of these longer wavelengths, and the sun appears more red or orange. So the next time you look up in the sky, remember, our sun is not just yellow, it's a rainbow of colors. Third misconception. Do you think the sun will shine forever? A common misconception many of us hold, but in reality, our sun, like all stars, has a finite lifespan. It's been around for about 4.6 billion years, a staggering number that's hard to comprehend, but it won't last forever. The sun is in a constant state of nuclear fusion, converting hydrogen into helium. This process generates the heat and light that make life possible on our planet. However, this fusion process is slowly depleting the sun's hydrogen reserves. So what happens when the sun exhausts its nuclear fuel, you may ask? Well, it won't just flicker out like a spent candle. Instead, it will undergo dramatic changes. The sun will expand into a red giant, becoming so large that it may swallow up nearby planets. Then, it will collapse into a white dwarf and eventually becoming a black dwarf. So even the sun has its own life story, with a beginning and an end. We've traveled through a cosmic journey of debunking myths and misconceptions about our magnificent sun. Remember, understanding the sun not only enriches our knowledge of the universe, but also helps us appreciate the delicate balance that sustains life on our planet. Until next time, fellow space enthusiasts, keep curious.